If you're learning English, you've had to deal with prepositions and how difficult they can be. Sometimes it's easy to understand which preposition you need. Other times it can be a little confusing. Let's talk about prepositions, then we'll talk about how you can make it easier to learn them. Hi, I'm Mark Franco, and this is Snap Language Learner. Prepositions are called function words. What? Function words? A function word is a word that works with other words or ideas to show the relationship between them. For example, in English, the word the is a function word. Just the by itself doesn't mean much. The what? You need to use the with a noun. The house, the orange, the dog. Prepositions are like that too. They're function words. Prepositions like in, on, or at don't make much sense by themselves. They need to connect to something. So you have these prepositions. They don't mean much. And you have a cat and a box. The cat's in the box. The cat's beside the box. Whoa, the box is on the cat. Now these prepositions make sense. Their function is to show the relationship between cat and box. In, beside, on. You also say, I'm interested in something, or I disagree with you on this topic. Well, these prepositions still show the relationship between these parts, but they change their meaning really. So prepositions can mean different things depending on what they connect to. Prepositions are function words that show many relationships. For example, you have prepositions of time, place, and movement. The plane leaves at 8:30 on Sunday. I wake up early in the morning. The coffee is in the cup. The plane is flying above the clouds. These people are driving to work. Or maybe they're driving home from work. She's walking up the stairs. There are other prepositions that connect verbs, nouns, and adjectives to other words or ideas. I'm thinking about pizza. John is in love. John is in love with Mary. I'm interested in science and technology. Now, why do you use these prepositions with these words and expressions? Well, sometimes it makes sense to use one preposition or another, like going to a place or coming from a place, but other times it's just the way it is. For example, you say, I'm going to a place, but you say, I'm leaving for a place. So when you learn the verbs go and leave in English, you should also learn how to show their relationship with a place. You go to a place, you leave for a place. So sometimes it makes a lot of sense. Other times you just need to know what preposition goes with what. If you're learning English, prepositions can be a little confusing, right? When you're learning something new, you don't want to hear, oh, that's just the way it is. You want to know exactly how things work. But when you're learning a language, sometimes you just need to accept it. In my experience as a teacher of English, I've noticed there are different types of students. Some students just don't care. They think prepositions are too difficult to learn, so they use any preposition because people can generally understand them. Well, that's okay. The important thing is to express your ideas, right? But if you're learning a language, don't you want to speak it well? Also, sometimes using a different preposition can change the meaning a lot. Then people will not understand you, or you'll say something you didn't really mean to say. Other students never want to make mistakes, ever. If they need to use a preposition, they want to get it right. They say, I'm interested in, no. On, no. I'm interested on, for, in, Well, they end up not using the language, or they get so stressed out that they don't communicate very well. You also have students who want to understand all the time exactly why you use a preposition. But sometimes it's just an expression. There is no good explanation. Well, it's just the way it is. Then try to find a balance between these things. Focus on expressing yourself as well as you can. Try to get it right, but don't get so stressed out over prepositions that you can't speak. Try to understand why you use a preposition, but accept that sometimes there's no explanation. Hey, before I forget, if you found this video on our website, make sure to go back there to continue your lesson. Always check the video description for links to lessons and extra materials on our website. So, is it difficult to learn prepositions in English? Oh yeah, it is. But it's possible. In this video, we saw that sometimes a preposition makes a lot of sense, and other times you need to learn it as part of an expression. There are some other ways to make it easier to learn prepositions. Well, we'll see those in the next video. Look for links to related materials in the description. Please like and share this video. It really helps the channel grow. And when you subscribe to Snap Language Learner, did you click the bell to get all notifications? You don't want to miss any new videos. After I recorded this video, I thought of an interesting example using prepositions. So this is my chest. I put my hand in or on my chest. I put my hand on my chest. But if you hit me in the chest. Why? I could give you some complicated explanation why you say on your chest, in your chest. But this is a situation where maybe it's easier for you to just learn it, accept it that that's the way it is. On my chest, on my face, on my head, but in my chest, in my face, something hit me in the head. Just accept it and move on. There are better things to learn in English. Thanks for watching and enjoy learning, always.